The International Center of Photography is a museum and school, and during the height of the pandemic, really could not stay open. But it still paid many of its workers, and that's because the federal government said it would have the museums back. Now, more than 3 years later, it's among the many businesses still fighting to get the money it's owed.
And this exhibition is focused on street photography.
As Nick Reed walked us around the International Center of Photography Gallery, he described the difficult moment in 2020 when the world shut down.
We weren't able to invite the public in, and we had to close down all operations.
The nonprofit did manage to shift to an online focus and keep 20 of its workers thanks to pandemic relief passed by Congress that promised employee retention credits. But 3 years later,
we're still owed $1 million.
The IRS has been incredibly slow to process the hundreds of thousands of claims for billions of dollars in reimbursement. And Reed says after a lengthy approval process, paper checks from the government got lost or were intercepted by thieves.
And we're still trying to go through this process of recovering our money. The protocols haven't seemed to change anywhere within the government or the IRS to enable a better way of transferring these funds to us. And it's important to us because we need this money.
It's been a long time that these businesses have been waiting for this money, and some have even had to close. So that is just an unacceptable outcome.
Manhattan and Brooklyn Congressman Dan Goldman represents the museum. He says he's pressing the Postmaster General to crack down on mail theft, and he wrote a letter along with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and other lawmakers demanding the IRS speed up these employee retention credits. Goldman acknowledges there's been concerns about fraud within the program, but he says at a minimum, the IRS needs to successfully pay businesses like the museum that have already been identified as quote-unquote low risk.
A lot of this is sort of the bureaucratic mess that is sometimes that infects government. And that's part of the reason that we wrote this letter, is to light a little bit of a fire under them.
The IRS has yet to respond to this letter, but did put out a press release a couple of months ago saying it's working to process these claims, but it's difficult because of billions of dollars in false claims and fraud, making it hard for a nonprofit like this one to get paid. On the Lower East Side, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.